G'day and welcome to Epic E-Bikes. Today we're going to show you how to unlock the Trek Powerfly 4 using an Eplus unlock chip. This is applicable to Bosch bikes with the Bosch CX motor that do not have the smart system. If you have the smart system, we'll have other videos showing you how to unlock those bikes. So let's get into it and get started. First thing we've got to do to get access to the motor plugs is to remove this bash guard here. There's 2 bolts at the front and 2 at the back. The ones at the back are a bit difficult to get to with the wheel on, so we're going to take the wheel off first. Just got to undo the axle. Once the wheel's off, you can get easy access to these rear bolts. Just 2 5mm Allen keys. Same on the front. Pull the bash guard off just like that. Okay, so now I've got our Eplus advanced chip here. We're going to take the connector with the brass pins and we're going to go a quick connector, pop it on there. I'm going to get the black one and do the same with the connector that has the pins. Okay, so now the chip is ready to be installed. What we're going to do is we're going to pull out this main 4-pin connector. You can just jiggle it, pull out gently. Easy as that. Then you match the colours, so you got yellow to yellow, green to green, black to black, and red to red. And then on this particular bike there's 3 2-pin connectors. So if you get this one here, you can see that one's light grey. That's the one that we want to use. This one here is blue and this one's black. These are not the correct ones. Once you've got the light grey one, you can connect it to the 2-pin plug here. You want to connect it so the black wire matches the black wire and the white wire matches the red wire. Then you get the 2 plugs off the chip. You plug them into the motor where you remove the other plugs. These can only go one way. So if you put it in, and it doesn't feel right, just flip it over and go the other way. They do give a nice click when they go in. So there we go, the chip is all plugged in. The next step now is to find space for all this stuff under the bash guard. Put the bash guard back on. Alright, so you want it something like that, so the chip's contained within the bash guard. On some bikes you'll be able to put the chip down the front here, or down the back inside the frame. On some Treks with the aluminium bash guard it is more difficult. This one's plastic, so it's got a lot of flex. But with the aluminium bikes you want to get the front of the bash guard in first, and then push the back down and on. That's the easiest way I've found. So we just put our 5mm bolts back in. This part is a lot easier with a second pair of hands, so if you get someone to help you, they can hold the bash guard down while you put the bolts in. Alright, so now that we've got the chip installed, we can turn on the bike. If you've got the standard chip, at this point you're pretty much done. You just press the walk button. You'll see it says 2.2. This means the bike's now unlocked. You can go faster than 25 kilometers an hour. If you press walk again, 1.1, this means the bike's standard and you'll go back to being limited to 25. If you're in an area where the display is in miles instead of kilometers, it'll say 1.3 and 0.6 instead of 1.1 and 2.2. With the advanced chip, before doing this, we need to activate it one time only in the Eplus tuning app, so we'll show you that now. The first thing we're going to do is turn on the bike. Then we're going to go to our phone and open the Eplus tuning app. Once the bike's on, we're going to click scan to look for the chip. Now we can see the chip's popped up. We're going to click on that and you'll see the details of the chip start to load. You'll see the firmware version, whether it's advanced or standard, the wheel circumference, and whether you want it unlocked when you turn the bike on or not. If we click to the racing tab, we can now use speed unlock. This is how we activate the chip. So now the speed is unlocked to 50. We can change that to 35, 50 or 75. It's necessary to use the race mapping if you want it set to 75. So if we go to the tuning page, now we can see the bike is in race mode. These Eplus mappings allow you to change how the power is applied over each of the standard Bosch modes in a different way. So race is the most powerful mode, and then some of the other modes have different mappings that you can try as well. Or you're welcome to create your own user mapping as well. So here you can adjust the output at each speed set here, which will change how the bike feels to ride at those speeds. Okay, the anti-compensation feature works in the following way. When you ride the bike, everything will display as normal. If you stop at the traffic lights for an extended period or stop riding for a little while, you'll notice here when the speedo says 0, on this side it'll maybe say 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, and it'll start to flicker down like a countdown. Occasionally it may display itself as just random speeds going on the screen for a little bit. Just, 22, 13, 7. When it's doing this, what it's doing is compensating the kilometers traveled and making it match up so that Bosch doesn't understand that there's been a chip installed, so you don't get that 504 error. The way this works is it's important to, at the end of the ride, just let that countdown complete. So when it says 0, 0 like this, you know the countdown's done, you can turn off the bike. It doesn't matter if, say, you're at the traffic lights, the countdown starts, you can just start riding again. It's only at the end of the ride you have to let that countdown complete. If you don't let the countdown complete, eventually you will get a 504 error. Once this occurs, you need to drop the battery or ride unassisted for a set amount of time to get the error to clear. And then once it's happened once, even if you follow the countdown, it is more likely to happen again. So the best way to manage it is just to not interrupt that countdown, let it complete every time you do your rides.